How you guys doing? I'm so mad. I'm so mad, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because listen, I go through my thing, and I'm trying to figure out. Okay, if y'all don't know, it's if loving you is wrong. It's back. Okay, it's back. It's picking up where it left off last season. Now, see Tyler, I can't stand when you do this shit because I just got confused. I gotta go back and renumber all of my episodes because apparently this is season 3, episode 1. I'm thinking this about to be season 5 or some shit like that. God damn, I'm mad. That's a lot of work. Just irritated right now. I'm so sorry. Now let me get into this episode. Okay. Oh my god. So this was cute opening. This was a cute opening for the season, okay? It's called Watch Your Back. Cause bitch, everybody gotta watch their motherfucking back. Nobody is safe, okay? Nobody is safe. Listen, we start off with Alex. Okay? Alex, oh my God. Alex is forever, being a Caucasian woman, honestly, truly, severely, very much a Caucasian woman in this moment when the episode first starts off. Now, Alex, baby, you set all this stuff in motion, okay? So I can't really feel bad for you. I'm sorry. And I know a child is involved in this. And I know your daddy, he cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but you called him. You called him. You put that bug in your mama ear to put it in your daddy ear. I don't remember how it happened, but basically, you set the wheels in motion for him to come out here and do something to Randall's ass. I don't give a fuck about Randall. We all don't. Randall deserves what the fuck you gonna get. Okay, even though it's very racially motivated. But it's Randall at this point. It's kind of fucked up that we just want him to get some taste of his own medicine because he's been doing a lot of stuff. All right, he needs to get the God feared, scared shit out of him or something. That's what he needs to do. Okay. So you do all this, your daddy and his hick friends, they come out there and they go up into Randall's house and they just doing a whole bunch and we hear a whole bunch of screaming. We hear a gunshot at one point and we just hear a whole bunch of shit and then we hear the car go and then you come back in your house and you're like, oh my God, where's my baby? My baby is gone. Oh no. So instead of you just going ahead and calling the cops, because I don't give a damn. Bitch, Randall wasn't supposed to have the baby, I don't think, but it was in your house. The baby was in your house. So therefore, you really gonna go out your house and you're gonna go walk over there ever so slowly to the next door to Randall's place. You see that it is basically a crime scene right over there. And you slowly go in there. Oh my God. It's a trail of blood. What the fuck? I'm like, bitch, turn the fuck around and go and call the cops, okay? Listen, black folks, we don't do that shit, okay? We do not do that shit. We see something that look out of place from afar. We don't get close up on that shit, okay? So we can get ourselves in trouble, okay? There's enough bullshit going on in this world with us, okay? Getting wrongfully accused of shit, all right? Some injustices. We don't need this type of, Caucasian drama in our lives. But see, Randall welcomed this shit. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. You stepped up in there, and I'm sitting here like, girl, you putting yourself a part of the crime scene because she is touching stuff. I said, bitch, don't step in the goddamn blood too. And then, I forgot Miss Louise ass was over there. Girl, she go over there. I thought she was gone. And I said, look at what the fuck you did. Miss Louise ain't had shit to do with this, okay? She was trying to get Randall ass to calm the fuck down, all right? And then you go do all this stuff. I understand. We wanted Randall to get fucked up. No doubt about it. But, you supposed to have mapped all this shit out. And you did map it all out clearly, okay? You just thought about the short term instead of the long run, bitch. And look at this shit. Miss Louise got her ass up. I said, oh no. Oh no. They didn't touch Miss Louise and beat her ass and she just got cornstarch, blood, and Kool-Aid just coming all out her it looked like it's cherry too because it's a little red, probably a little fruit punch. Just coming streaming down on her and everything. And I'm just like, why y'all have to touch the old lady? But then again, I remember It's Alex's daddy and her hick ass friends. His hick ass friends. They don't give a shit. Okay? They racist. They don't care. Nigga, they see nigga. Okay? No matter what color or how old or whatever, they see nigga. If you're black, you're negrette or you're negress. Okay? That's what they saw. And it was Randall's mama. They truly didn't give a fuck. Okay? Miss Louise, she getting up and she's so fucking delusional at this point. She like, oh my God, Marcy, is that you? Is that you? The motherfuckers that came up in here. They done whooped my son ass in my. Come over here, homie. I can't see. I can't see. I bet you it's that bitch from next door and her daddy, Alex. And bitch, Alex is standing there the whole time like this. I'm sitting here like, so it doesn't occur to you to just go ahead either to leave, one, or B, go over there and help her up, or before she got to that part, or C, get the fuck out and go call the cops. Oh no. Miss Louise basically finally get her vision clear and was like, no bitch, you ain't Marcy, you Alex. The fuck you doing up in here? So she pissed. Alex leave her ass out of there. You know, she was trying to help, but Miss Louise said, bitch, get the fuck on. Alex go back to her house. Okay. Sorry. Alex go back to her goddamn house. And what the fuck is my phone twisted up in? Alex go back into her house. And next thing you know, she on the phone. Is she calling the cops? No, girl, she ain't calling the cops. Oh my God. Randall, where are you? Mom? Dad? I'm sitting here like, bitch, could you call the cops? Your child is missing. They gonna take that shit serious, okay? They ain't gonna wait 24 hours for this baby to be gone because it's a fucking newborn. They know the baby didn't just up and walk out, okay? You need to stop fucking playing. Like, go call the cops. Do you do that? No. So we move on from that shit, bitch. Let me just continue this stuff. Because she calling everybody at this moment in time. Do she call the cops? No, she don't. Okay, next thing you know, she can't get in contact with her mama. Miss Virginia is over there screening her calls and said, nope, I don't have time for this bitch right now. I done got into enough trouble with my husband because of her. I can't have it no more. You know, my husband is crazy. He gonna do what he gonna do. This is what she asked for when she laid down with that nigger. So therefore it is what it is. Okay, I can't do it. I can't help her. I just, it's too much. Okay. And so she calls Brad. Brad is not answering the phone either. Okay. She called Marcy. Bitch, Marcy was like, I know this bitch is not calling. Bitch, what the fuck you want? She answered the phone. Why you calling me? Okay. She was like, where's Brad? Why don't you call his phone? I did, but he's not answering. Okay, so what? What they got to do with me? Is he over there with you? Is he in your bed, bitch? I know you know where he at. First of all, bitch, you better slow the fuck down. Second of all, I don't know what's going on with Brad. That ain't my responsibility. And if he ain't answering the phone, he ain't answering the phone. I can understand why he didn't want to talk to your ass, okay? Click. And then she called Brad. Here go, Marcy called Brad like, so your bitch have a wife calling me, and I wish you would go ahead and answer that bitch phone, because if she called me one more time, I have to go over there and I'm going to have to whoop that ass, okay? I said, well, damn, I'm interpreting, you know, you got to put some stuff in there, because that's basically what the attitude was coming off of Marcy. Because, you know, Marcy turned into the bad bitch that Candace Young used to be on Haves and Have-Nots. I'm just saying, some shit switch, okay? Bitch, if they do a crossover episode with Haves and Have Not and It's Loving You As Well, I'm going to be out here for like, yes. But anyway, so, after that, Brad was like, girl, hold the fuck on. I'll get to that bitch later because I'm doing some stuff. He's out in the field making a grave or some shit. He digging a hole. I said, what the fuck are you doing? Sir? You know, we don't dig holes like that and get away with it. What are you doing? Okay? Who body you finna put up in there? Who is all that blood? Somebody got shot real bad. I don't think nobody died, but somebody got shot and injured real bad. I don't know if it was Randall, but I do know at the end of the episode, at the very end of the episode, we get Randall up in the box. Oh my God. Help, help, help. He was like, you're screaming for your life there, boy. And we're like, ain't nobody gonna hear you. Go ahead and scream. He basically, the daddy is up there taunting him and shit like that. They in the car somewhere. They don't know where they going. Well, Randall don't know where the fuck he going. And all of a sudden, you hear the baby crying. I said, God damn, they got the baby. And in this whole episode, did Alex call the police? No, no. And if she did, they ain't show up yet. Okay. Um. Meanwhile, after that, let's get on to this storyline with Lucian and Natalie. Y'all know Joey and Fawn was walking around with that money from her daddy, collecting this and collecting that. And then what's his name? Quan out here just, stalking him, trying to get that money. And when they finally run up on him, they tried to get the money. Joey got her daddy gun. And basically they was going at each other and pop, they both shot each other and shot Fawn at the same damn time. So when the season left off last season, girl, I thought Fawn was gone, okay? I thought Fawn was gone. I kind of wanted her to go because, Joey's getting all this bullshit. He's trying to get on the straight and narrow. Then here come this girl. Girl, I don't know. Something about her just rubs me a little bit wrong. And I just want her to go, okay? Girl, she the first one to wake up. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I said, God damn. At least give her a debilitating gunshot wound that keep her quiet or whatever, like they did Joey. Then let me tell you something. Fawn was going off, okay? She's in shock. The adrenaline is going. She don't know what the fuck just happened. All she knows, she just got shot, bitch. Her daddy's gonna be pissed, okay? That's what we learned from her. Lucius come down there trying to check and see what's going on. Natalie up there, oh my God, what happened? They killed my man. Why you ain't moving? Why you ain't moving? Why? I said, girl, calm down. I know you upset. I'm with Lucian. Like, girl, you hiding the situation, okay? This is why it couldn't be no call center operator or whatever, because when they call in all hysterical like that, you supposed to keep it calm and cool so that you can keep them calm. Girl, I'm like, girl, calm the fuck down, okay? You doing all this ain't gonna help. That's my attitude towards it. I'm sorry, But anyway, Natalie came downstairs and saw Quan on that floor. She kicked the shit out of him a couple of times. Lucia was like, you can't be doing that. Can't do that. Stop, stop, stop. And she was like, oh my God, why Joey ain't moving? Why he ain't moving? Mind you, Joey wasn't moving the top part of him, but he moved them feet a few times in this episode because he wasn't saying nothing. He didn't really open up his ass. If he did, I don't recall, but them feet and that leg was moving. I said, boy, you supposed to be unconscious / semi-dead. Be still, bitch. And that includes your feet. I noticed that, and I know I wasn't the only one that noticed it. Go back and rewind it. So Lucius tell her, go over there and, keep Fawn calm and stuff like that. Fawn was like, oh my God, my dad is going to be so mad at me. I'm like, well, damn, could you ask how Joey is? It was like, what you mean he going to be mad at you? They was after the money. Joey had my daddy gun to protect me. They was after the money. They was trying to get the money. And I was like, oh yeah. She was like, girl, shut up, okay? Shut the fuck up. Child, Lucian is calling the ambulance. Mind you, he is the cop, okay? He is putting in the badge. He didn't even get on the phone. He get into his little walkie-talkie. Okay, we need an ambulance and so and so. Come on, I need an ambulance. Come on, I need an ambulance. I said, well, damn, is the ambulance coming? We don't know if the ambulance ever showed up. And I said, well, damn, even if a cop called in the ambulance in the hood, they still ain't gonna show up when they need it. Okay, they still gonna take their slow ass time. I said, ain't this about a goddamn bitch? And so basically, we don't know what happened to them until next week, because that's basically all that happened with them. So we get to the Eddie situation. Do you get to the police station, right? And I don't know if they got a call to go out there to see what's going on. Y'all can fill me in on that part. I don't feel like fast forwarding through it. But they doing all that stuff, right, girls? And here's the shit with Pete and Ben. Not Pete and Ben. But yeah, Pete, Ben, and Eddie. Ben is sitting there. Eddie like, what the fuck happened? I mean, I couldn't do it because, the cameras are still up in there. And the cameras came up in there so that they can watch Pete and all this stuff. And it's that, Andrew, the nurse. That's Andrew's girlfriend. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. Like, maybe we should just leave him alone because, he was like, he's seen our face. He know exactly what's going on. And he gonna rat us out when he wake up. We gotta get care of this problem. I know, Eddie, but damn, sometimes when they wake up, they don't remember stuff. So maybe he's not going to remember. We can just see what it is until, after he wake up. He was like, bitch, no. Okay? You going to do what the fuck I say. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go take care of Andrew little bitch ass because I never like his ass. He's so sneaky and he this and he that. I said, Eddie, I want something to happen to you too. Like, you know, with these characters that I want to be out, like die or some shit, I don't want them to just get struck and go ahead and just be out like, you know, that's too simple. I want them to get tortured. I want them to get a taste of their own medicine, okay? Like a real taste. He got he didn't even get a taste of his medicine with getting shot because it didn't do nothing to his ass. It just made him worse, if you ask me. So, he goes in there to talk to Andrew. Before that, Eddie tells Ben, and I need you to find that bitch. And he was like, "What are you talking about?" Claudia. I was like, "Well, how the fuck I'm supposed to do that, Eddie?" And it was like, "You go into the database and you go find her. You know, we're gonna get in trouble. I can't do that." He was like, "Exactly. That's why I have you doing that. So that if something happened, it'll fall on you and not on me." That is exactly what Eddie said. That plays a part into what's going to happen next because, you know, Eddie goes in there talking to Andrew and trying to size him up and basically put him on game that, bitch, I know what the fuck you doing, okay? You better watch out. You better watch your back. You better watch your bitch back, okay? You playing a big boy's game, but you a little kid right about now, okay? You a little fish in this pond, okay? I'm a shark, all right? You don't want to cross me because I'm looking at you, okay? You can try to get my ass, but it ain't going to fucking happen. That's basically what Eddie was saying. Andrew was like, "Okay, and your point, get the fuck out of my face." That's all it was, okay? Mind you, Ben is sitting over there talking to himself, okay? Steven come over there like, "You talking to yourself?" Because Ben was like, "Oh, you talking to me like this one more time, Eddie. I'm going to show your ass one more time. You got one more time." I'm like, "Oh, so little Ben, you up here feeling a little way about him talking to you like this now. You finna get your point. You finna reach your breaking point with him. Okay, you tired of being a little bitch boy, little scapegoat and all this stuff. Now, see, let's get to this part. Eddie leaves out, okay, and he told Ben, go, I guess they got a call. I don't know if it was to go to Lucian or whatever, but, you know, he got a call and all that stuff because Ben was asking Steven how long he going to be on Pete and all this stuff, and they was like, "As long as we need you to." And he was like, "Okay, fine." And so Eddie comes back out. They go on a call. They go to all this stuff. He told Ben, "You go over there on the computer and you find Claudia's shit." Okay, fine. Andrew come out. And basically, Ben and him trying to rap with each other, trying to see what each other know. And Andrew like, "You keep on fucking around with him, he gonna drag your ass down to hell and all this stuff." Ben was like, "What the fuck you know? Okay, you don't know shit." And was like, "I know more than you think I know." He was like, "You know what? I got seniority. I'm this, and you know, use a little punk, okay? Use a punk. You ain't nothing. You scared. You trying to act like you this and that, but you not. And you really dumb acting up in here, okay? You nobody. You very insignificant and irrelevant in this show. Well, in this station or whatever." And I said, he basically was bigging up Eddie and trying to downplay Andrew as if he was dumb as shit. And I said, "But Ben, you're the dumb one because Eddie literally sat there and told you to look up that shit on Claudia so that he won't get caught. He said, that's why I want you to look up it. So if somebody get caught, it ain't gonna be me. But you trying to tell Andrew that he dumb as shit." Girl, and then Andrew was like, cause then he said something about Miss Tina, right? Andrew was like, "You know what? My lady ain't finna be too many more bitches to y'all asses. Cause y'all call her a bitch one more time." He just said, "Fuck this shit," and took a swing at Ben. Ben ducked that shit and hit him in the back and then flipped his ass on the floor. And I said, "Andrew." He said, "Come at me again, I'm gonna whoop your ass again." I said, "Andrew, you let this motherfucker with a gimp ass hand, no offense, but that's exactly what it is, do this to you when all you had to do was squeeze his hand because technically it's still healing, okay? Bust them stitches open, all right? That's all you had to fucking do. That's all that would have happened, okay? You would have had the upper hand for real, you know? Listen, let me stop. Moving on from that, the last thing about this episode, Kelly, Esperanza, Jesus Christ. Kelly is over no, Esperanza is over at Kelly's house. I guess she got called in to do an extra shift, you know, and she was like, "Okay, cool. Esperanza gonna bring the baby over. Kelly gonna babysit." Mind you, little Justice is going back and forth with the little girl and all this stuff, and he talking about something. "Oh, I don't wash dishes. That's women work, and that's this." I said, when did Lil Justin get all these dialogue, okay? Because he talking a little bit too much, and I'm not really here for the conversation that's coming out of his mouth, all right? Because it's just a lot of disrespect in the tone, you know? And I said, "Justin, get your little ass whooped, okay? Kelly, go get a switch and pop him just once or something, because he's a little bit out of line a little bit, just a little bit. And you tell him to go upstairs. So next thing you know, um, Esperanza like, girl, what's been going on with you? And was like, what's been going on with you and Ramsey? They talking about relationships and talking about Eddie and stuff. It was like I don't like him like that no more. Like I don't know what it was that made me fall for him in the first place, but it's over. Like no more going back to your exes and stuff like that. An ex is an ex for a reason. I just can't do it. It was like, you still in love with Eddie? No, I'm not in love with that motherfucker. Like he disgusts me life right now. I was like, so what's going on with you and Ramsey, girl? Because I mean, he was hot and heavy all up on you, for the past few days and shit. Like, what's been going on, girl? You know what? It just like cooled down. Like he don't want to talk to me no more, or whatever. After accused him of being with that girl that was in his house, that was in the robe and all that stuff. The one I wrongfully accused, it was his cousin's wife and all that stuff. He just like backed off. He didn't want nothing to do with me and all this stuff. But girl, what else is wrong? Because I seen the look on your face and that don't look like no Ramsey look. What else is going on, girl? Girl, listen. I got a phone call today from Justice's father. Oh my God, Justice's father. You never talk about him. Where he at? What's going on? What did he say? What did he want? Girl, he's in jail, okay? He's been in jail for the last 9 years, girl. And it's just like, he calling me talking about something. He want to stay at my house. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. Like, he's saying it as if I owe him. And kind of technically I do. But, it's just like, I don't know what to do. You owe him, girl? What did you do? What did he do? I mean, I was young, I was dumb, I was full of cum and all that stuff, and I was in love. And, he got into some stuff in the mix of some things. And, I was there with him, and I kind of just played the wayside, and he took the fall for both of us. You know what I'm saying? So he think like I'm the reason he in jail, and I guess I owe him. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm sitting here like, Kelly, I already knew you had hood girl, thug, wannabe girlfriend tendencies, like Rox be saying. You got them tendencies. I kind of saw it, you trying to cover up all this bouginess. Yeah, you was into some shit back in the day. I want to know exactly what the fuck it was, okay? And I'm sitting here like, I know, like, he ain't gonna be on parole and no shit. Like, what the fuck exactly did he do? Did he serve his full time that he ain't got to go to a halfway house after he get out of jail or whatever? Like, what's going on, And so, little Justice come downstairs with the other girl. Is she gonna go yet? I said, wait a goddamn, slap him. Slap his mouth, because he's just doing too much. And he basically was like, no, she's staying over here. Oh, so where she gonna be sleeping? She gonna be sleeping in your bed. Well, where I'm gonna be sleeping? You gonna be sleeping with me. Why, mama? Cause you snore. You sound like a man. You do this and you. I was like, not in front of company. I don't care how fucking close we are. We don't do stuff like this, okay? Pop his ass, all right? Come on now. Then, all that go on without a hitch or whatever. And so later on, after Esperanza leave, Travis shows up. And he talking to Lil Justice like, hey boy, how you doing? All right, we gonna go to the game. You ready? You got your bet? You got this and all this stuff? I'm sitting here like, Kelly, why are you still letting this man around your son? Next thing you know, when Justice go in the house, Travis flips. Okay, he turns into Trina. Okay, that's what he turns. He turns to a little bitch. I was like, Chris Brown is on here. I did not know Tyler get no shade, but he was giving me light skinned and I'ma fuck you up tease. Okay, I just don't understand, because he was basically like, so you gonna play me? You gonna play me for that nigga? He lame as fuck. So you mean to tell me you gonna fuck me and then you just gonna go play me to the left for this lame ass nigga? What you talking about? What's this? She was like, girl, if you don't get the fuck up out my face. Next thing you know, Travis then came all the way out. Trina and Travis came out and he choked up Kelly on the porch. Bitch, you gonna do all this shit? No, you gonna hurt me. You can't do this. What you trying to do? You trying to force yourself on me? Bitch, you mean to tell me you can play me and let me get it, and then I can't get it when I want it? That ain't how the fuck this shit go. When I want it, I'ma get it. I said, who hurt you in your life? But really, see these sheltered ass rich kids, girl, you can't trust it. You can't trust it. I don't trust it at all. All right. And at this moment in time, I said, I know it has to be more than one nosy neighbor up in this neighborhood. Where the fuck is a Pearl at? I know Red's mama passed away, but I know it's another one in this neighborhood. Y'all don't see this. I mean, it's out in the open on the front porch, okay? Somebody come through and just save Kelly because he about to choke her neck off, okay? That was basically the episode. It was cute. I liked it. Y'all tell me how y'all feel. And let me go back and renumber this whole shit. Girl, see y'all.